What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it is time to get another tier 2 character, and as you can see here, we are going to be getting Doc Ock to tier 2. So, decided to get him to tier 2 because he is a discounted character, and I'm pretty much just looking through my roster now and just working on getting as many tier 2s as I can, because of course my goal is to ultimately have everyone at tier 2 if possible. So we're going to start here with him as a discounted character. So let's go ahead and take a look at Doc Ock before we rank him up. So for his skills, if you have the superior Spider-Man uniform, you do want to level up the third skill here, because then the little spiderlings that he summons will be a little bit stronger. So, because I believe that summon illusion stats go up, so it's at 100% right here at level 6, so not too bad. 100%, that is pretty good for your summons. Besides that, there's not really anything else that you need to level up, because nothing else gives any kind of bonuses for leveling it up. He's a pretty old character, so not a lot of his skills have a lot of effects on them. So maybe with another uniform in the future, then he will get more of an upgrade there with his actual skills themselves. But this is what we got for now. For his ISO weight set, we have Hawkeye, so I did like having a damage set on him, and Hawkeye was just the first one that I rolled, so I wasn't too fussed about re-rolling for him and kind of just using that gold, since I'm probably just going to be using him in Shadowland and just rank him up, because like I said, I just want to collect as many tier 2s as I can. But I think probably the best set for him would probably be Overdrive or Power the Angry Hulk, just because he doesn't need that extra skill cooldown. At least I don't think so. Let's go ahead and check his gears real fast before I go ahead and say that. Nothing on there, nothing on there. And, oh, actually, maybe he does need the skill cooldown. So Hawkeye is okay on him, because he doesn't have it on any of his gears right there. So let's go ahead and hop over. Yeah, so we have 50%, and we're only over by 1.7%, so Hawkeye is actually not too bad of an option for him. For his custom gear here, we have a max HP, dodge, and a damage proc. I decided to go with this because it synergizes well if you have this particular uniform, because then you get that extra dodge, so it increases dodge even more. The max HP, of course, just to help him survive longer. And then I like having a damage proc just to make it so he can clear the stages a little bit quicker, because his damage is a little bit low without the damage proc on him. And with the uniform itself, you don't really need immune to guard break, because he is in iframe a lot of time, and he also has 2 webbing skills, I believe it is. I think you can web twice with him, so he's protected pretty well with the uniform here. Without the uniform, he has iframes, but you pretty much need to be able to stun the enemy to keep him safe the entire time. So against things like World Boss, he's going to have a harder time, I think, without the uniform than with the uniform, just in terms of surviving. Finally, the uniform here is only at normal, so I haven't done much with the uniform. And something to keep in mind is the uniform does take him from a villain to a hero, so if you are trying to use him in Shadowland, remember that this uniform is making him a hero, so if you did need to use him in a villain stage, you will have to take off the uniform. So now that we've gone over him a little bit, let's get him to tier 2. And as I said, he's a discounted character, so we're just going to go ahead and tier 2 him naturally. So there we go. So we have the Superior Spider. So yeah, his tier 2 passive does change depending on if you have the uniform equipped or not. So with the uniform here, we are getting a increase of 2 seconds to the web duration for his skills, which is really nice. An 18% increase to all attack and defense of his summoned characters. I don't think that they can take aggro or take damage, so I'm not sure why that defense is there. At least not that I've noticed, because they pretty much just like kamikaze and explode on the enemy from what I remember. And then increases guaranteed dodge by 20%, which is really nice, and then enhances the effects of his 4-star passive mutagenic growth, which I probably should have checked that before we tier 2'd him. So Master Planner, yep. Let's see what it changed to here. So mutagenic growth. So 15% increase to all to physical attack, and I believe before that was probably just 10%. They usually don't increase this too much with the tier 2 passive, so I'm assuming we probably got about a 5% increase here. I could be wrong, but either way, we're getting a bit of a boost to his physical attack damage, which is really nice because he definitely could use that. But let's go ahead and equip the uniform here and just see what we are going to get with the the tier 2 passive without it. So without the uniform, we are going to get an increase to skill damage by 25% and bonus damage by 25%, and also gets ignore dodge instead of guaranteed dodge by 30%, and you still get the increase to his 4-star passive here. So not bad. He definitely gets more of a damage boost for his base form, whereas with the uniform he gets more of kind of like utility and survivability out of his tier 2 passive, because he's getting guaranteed dodge and also that increase to the web duration, whereas this is just kind of a damage increase overall. So not too bad. You can kind of just pick and choose whichever version of him you want to use. But now that we have him freshly tier 2, let's just go ahead and try him out a little bit and get some gameplay going. Alright, so here we are at Shadowland. We're only at floor 3, but we're going to go ahead and take him in here against the male heroes relay mode. And we're going to do that just because he is a hero with the uniform on, so I might as well take him in here to try him out. His own leadership is a HP increase, so we have 30% to HP. Yeah, and we're just going to go ahead and take him in like that, because we don't need the damage leadership if we're just going to be going against a floor 3 here. Alright, so go ahead, we can get our little summons out there, and yeah, see, they pretty much just go over and explode on the enemy, so I don't really see why you need the defense. Alright, so there's the 2 web skills that he has. There's his first skill and his second skill, and as you can see, that increase to, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. His increase to web duration really helps quite a bit in keeping them kind of tied up. So that's going to help a lot in his survivability, of course, only against characters that you can web. So not too bad so far, but you can see that his damage is still a little bit low, and that's just because he's an older character, so he just hasn't been updated as much to get him more in line with the current power level of characters nowadays. Because you can see there's not too many hits on his skills, there's short animations. So yeah, it's just a few things working against him, but overall he's still a pretty fun character to use. Oh, you dodged my attack, did you? Alright, where's Iron Patriot? What's he doing, just chilling in the corner over there? Alright, we're gonna have to go find that Iron Patriot here in a second. Hopefully we'll move our way closer to him, because fighting them one at a time is how you run out of time in these stages. You definitely want to be able to damage both of them at once if possible. Come on. This is still taking quite longer than I thought it would, actually. Alright, are we going to get him on this one? Nope. One more attack. There we go. Alright. So, floor 3, but it took him 2 minutes, so yeah, overall he's not going to be one of your hardest hitters, but he's just a fun character to play. He's got good survivability, like I said, especially if you get that webbing off, and even without the uniform he is still a solid character, because instead of the webbing you can basically just stun lock the enemies for the entire time, because he has stun, and then he's got pretty long iframes actually as well, even without the uniform. So whichever way you decide to play him, he's still going to be a decent character. He's not going to do anything crazy for you, but he's just, like I said, a fun character, and he's discounted, and he's probably going to be pretty good early game if you just need a quick, cheap tier 2 character, because he is farmable and all that. But like I said, I'm just tier 2ing him because I want to fill out my roster, get as many tier 2s as possible. Hopefully one day we'll have the entire roster at tier 2, but we'll see when that day comes. But for now, that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.